This is the Ford Ranger Tremor. Just like the Wildtrak X, this is an off-road focused variant of the Ford Ranger. It's positioned as a more affordable alternative to the Ford Ranger Wildtrak X. Whoa! Hold on just a little bit. Before we start, I want you to keep the pricing of this Wildtrak X in mind, because we will have to remember it towards the end of the video when we look at the pricing. On this day, I was fortunate enough to meet one of them Zansi peeps who was taking delivery of his Wildtrak X. Congratulations on your purchase, brother. In this video, we will take a quick look at the Ranger Tremor, looking at its interior, exterior, and features, as well as how the 2-liter bi-turbo engine performs. Without any further waste of time, let's get into it. The Ford Ranger lineup is really vast. I also can't keep up with it anymore. But in a nutshell, there's a Ford for everyone, from the cost-savvy to the aggressive spender. The Ranger Tremor is a hardcore off-road version of the XLT. It's more like an XLT-X. The Ranger Tremor has a distinct off-road appearance, starting with the black honeycomb grille with integrated LED driving lights. The front bumper has grey lower sections and houses fog lights. Because it's off-road oriented, you also get a skid plate for protection as you blast through those gravel sections. On the side, the Tremor features wider tracks and a higher ground clearance compared to the standard Ranger. Along the sides, you have unique 17-inch asphalt black alloy rims. These are wrapped in 265/70 R17 General Grabber 83 all-terrain tires with white lettering. I like how the rims just come into place with the overall side profile. To add to the aesthetics, you have a roll bar which gives the vehicle that hardcore look. And to add to that, you have these massive aluminum side steps. At the rear, the Ranger Tremor features a Ranger Tremor badge on the tailgate and bold Tremor decals on the load box sides. The bumper is black and features the side steps for access in and out of the load bay. You have a tow hitch which will come in handy as the Tremor has a towing capacity of 3.5 tons. The tailgate is light and easy to open. Once it's open, you have a load bay with plastic cladding. You only have one 12-volt socket at the rear for electrical needs. The Tremor features the Ford Pro Trailer Backup Assist system with a trailer reverse guidance system. It will definitely come in handy when reverse parking with a trailer. This thing really looks good and intimidating. What do you think? Before we get to the pricing, would you go for this or the Wildtrak X? In fact, which Ranger makes more sense to you overall? Welcome to the interior of the Ford Ranger Tremor. Well, I'll be honest with you from the start. This interior is exactly the same as what you'd get from the XLT, apart from a few minor unique design cues. XLT, Ford Ranger Tremor. You get the point. Just like the XLT, you have a functional and driver-oriented dashboard design. You'll find physical buttons and knobs for the automatic climate control, as well as audio functions, which are easy to use. The Tremor comes standard with Ford's infotainment system with a 12-inch touchscreen, which is functional and includes features like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a Wi-Fi hotspot. The Tremor also gets a standard 8-inch digital instrument cluster, which will show you your driver information such as speed, cruise control, and lane keep assist, amongst other features. From the looks alone, you can actually tell that the Tremor's selling point is its 4x4 Bundu bashing capabilities, and for that, it's equipped with a 4x4 standard 4-wheel drive system with a low range gear ratio. The system also includes terrain management modes that allow you to optimize the bakki's performance for different off-road conditions and terrains. You have driver modes of normal, eco, tow or haul, slippery, mud ruts, sand, rock crawl. With this, we are going Bundu bashing. The first thing that makes the Tremor different from the XLT are the front seats, which are made of water-resistant black vinyl and feature orange Tremor logos. The downside, however, is that these seats are manually adjustable. This is where the Tremor starts to make nonsense to me. By the way, you can get an XLT 4x4 bi-turbo with electric seats for way less than this. In fact, you can get a Wildtrak 2-liter bi-turbo for less than this, and with all the creature comforts you could need, and I bet you it will go everywhere this will go. One of the most significant changes for the Tremor is the replacement of the traditional carpeting with easy-to-clean vinyl flooring throughout the cabin. This makes it easier to clean up dirt and mud after a day of off-roading. You also get the roof-mounted auxiliary switches that allow you to control off-road accessories like lights or a winch, which the normal Wildtrak have as standard. You have cup holders on the dashboard, door pockets, front center console, and rear armrest. I am 1.86 meters tall, and you still get a decent amount of legroom and headroom for adults at the rear. Rear passengers are treated to a 12-volt socket and air vents, and front passengers are treated to 2 USB ports and 1 12-volt socket, and of course the wireless pad. The glove box, however, is the single opening one like in the XLT. In my opinion, if you're looking for a bakkie with an interior designed to be both functional and comfortable, well, look no further, Bundu Basha. The Tremor has you covered with its water-resistant materials and easy-to-clean flooring. With that being said, let's talk engine stats and performance and look at the pricing. So, underneath the hood lies a 2-liter bi-turbo engine putting out 154 kilowatts of power and 500 Newton meters of torque. We all know this engine by now. The true habitat where the Tremor will spend most of its time is the urban jungle and highways. If the off-road lifestyle is not your thing, the only Ranger you will need is the 2-liter bi-turbo XLT or Wildtrak. Let's have a quick look at how the 2-liter bi-turbo engine performs. Zero to 100 kilometers per hour is probably going to be in your tens. However, this engine is not about outright acceleration, it's about power. The power delivery is so amazing. The 2-liter bi-turbo engine in this delivers plenty of power and torque for both city and highway driving. The combination of the bi-turbo engine to the 10-speed automatic transmission is just a marriage made in heaven. It shifts smoothly and efficiently and always has the right gear for the occasion. The Tremor benefits from a full-time 4-wheel drive system as mentioned that will ensure traction and control in all weather conditions. You have a number of driver assistance features such as lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, autonomous braking, rear cross traffic alert, amongst other features. The vehicle easily gets up to speed and easily maintains speed. Overtaking cars will be easy, and unlike your smaller engines, when this sees an uphill, it will just lift its nose and drive. The engine does not sleep on the job. When it comes to the suspension, well, the Tremor features an off-road oriented suspension, which means it will be really good off-road. These ranges are really good. You can blast through your off-road trail with your dual climate control on and have the time of your life at crazy off-road speeds and comfort. If you're taking it for camping, you will also get the benefit of the zone lighting feature. The Tremor is a versatile pickup truck that is capable of handling any task, whether it's off-road adventuring or urban commuting. And yes, this is the XLT. I used the car to demonstrate that unless you want something special, get yourself an XLT 2-liter bi-turbo at 854,000 rands. Or you can look into the used market for a slightly used Wildtrak. Well, with that being said, let's take a look at the price. The Tremor, as you see in the video, will set you back 977,500, whereas the 2-liter bi-turbo Wildtrak variant starts from 866,900 for the 4x2 and 953,800 for the 4x4. If you're a hardcore off-roader, then great, maybe you can get a Tremor. But if you're not, the Wildtrak 4x2 would do the job just fine. The Wildtrak X at the beginning of the video is currently on sale, starting at just about 929,000 rands without any optional extras. If I'm in the market for the Tremor, meaning I'm willing to spend about 977,000 rands, I'd rather buy myself that without those optional extras. Look, it's no doubt, this vehicle is really a handsome looking beast, but not worth the money in my opinion. With a recommended retail price of 977,500, cost of ownership will set you back 24,120 with an installment of 19,110, fuel of 2,010, and an estimated insurance cost of 3,000 rands based on my profile. You have a warranty of 4 years or 120,000 kilometers, whichever comes first, as well as an optional service plan. Yep, you heard that right. The Tremor comes with an optional service plan. With that being said, it's now time for the Mio score. For the interior, I'll give this vehicle an 8 out of 10. It's a good interior, but the hard plastics, they ruin it. For the exterior, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It's a hardcore looking vehicle. I guess we can all agree on that one. For engine and performance, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. For safety and technology, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. As an overall package, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. The Ford Ranger Tremor therefore gets a Mio score of 43 out of 50. Thank you very much for watching and for getting to the end of the video. If you haven't yet done so, please be kind to like and to subscribe to the channel for more dope content like this. Come on now, let's support local YouTube. A massively huge shout out to Ford Woodmead for allowing us to review this vehicle. If you're in the market for any Ford whatsoever, be sure to visit them. Well then, until next time.